now, and we begin with the latest Nigeria PMI numbers for August and what that means for the domestic commodities market. One of the research analysts at financial derivatives company, Desola Sunmoni, joins us now from New York City. Hello, Desola. Well, I would say good afternoon. I know it's morning there. Good morning, Desola. Okay, Desola, if you can hear me, the FBN Quest and CBN recently released the Purchasing Managers Index for August 2018, posting readings of 54.8 and 57.1 points, respectively. What do you make of these two different readings?
Thank you, Chimize, for that question. Like you rightly said, okay, the PMI is a composite index that measures the overall health or the temperature of the manufacturing sector. It is also a leading indicator that shows the direction, or that gives an indication of the direction of the economy. So, like you rightly said, the FBN Quest PMI reading showed a positive reading of, I think, 54.8, up from 48.9 in July. And that of the Central Bank of Nigeria showed also an upward reading from 56.8 to 57.1. This just shows that the economy, the manufacturing sector of the economy, is expanding. From standard methodology, the PMI at the level of 50 shows the neutral reading. Readings above 50 shows that the economy is expanding, and readings below 50 shows the economy is contracting. So overall, it shows that the manufacturing sector of the economy is expanding, which is good. And this was mainly driven by a couple of factors. One is the summer holidays, which increased aggregate demand, and which played into the PMI figures. We also have the stable effects, the stable and the available effects, which made it easy for manufacturers to order raw materials from abroad and within the country. And we also have the Salah festivities, which also improved demand, and which played into the PMI figures. So overall, this just shows that the manufacturing sector is expanding, and that is good for the economy.
And how will these figures play into the third quarter GDP report, or perhaps influence the Monetary Policy Committee at their upcoming meeting later this month?
Like I said earlier, the PMI is a leading indicator. It tells us the direction the economy is heading. And so if this trend continues, if we see strong positive figures for September, it could be an indication that Q3 GDP figures could be positive, because manufacturing, although small, is a significant component of Nigeria's GDP. Now, for the MPC meeting coming up in later this month, the PMI is a major factor that will be taken into consideration, because again, it shows, although the Q3 GDP figures are going to come later this year, sometime around November, the Q2 figures and this PMI, together with some other macroeconomic indicators, are going to influence the MPC's policy. For now, all the options are on the table. There's the option for tightening, holding, and to loosen. All of them are on the table. And for now, we need to look at how the other macroeconomic variables unfold before we can say what the MPC is going to do on their meeting.
Okay, we've seen domestic commodities prices seem to have been relatively flat, or should I say declining, in the past few weeks. How will this play into the August inflation figures scheduled to be released next week?
Right. By definition, inflation measures a persistent and a consistent increase in the general price level of goods and services at a particular period in time. So, like you rightly said, for most of August and a little bit of July, we've seen commodities prices flat, and commodities prices flat or declining. So we expect this to play into the inflation figures. We expect that inflation would remain flat for August. Our forecast for August is 11.15, which is just a little bit below the actual inflation figures for July, which was 11.14. So we expect this to play in, and we expect inflation to be flat in August.
And what's your general outlook for the third quarter?
For the third quarter of 2018, we expect the outlook is still looking bright. We have strong strong oil prices. Our production are up now. The reserves, although they're declining, still about 45 billion US dollars. Inflation is declining. We have strong PMI readings, so the outlook is looking bright. Although we might begin to see pre-election spending feed into inflation, which might cause a change of trajectory of inflation. But for now, the outlook is still looking good.
All right, thank you for your time, Desola. Desola Sunmoni is one of the research analysts with Financial Derivatives Company.